All right, and we are live. Welcome. I am H3 the Game, and we have a really good stream for you today. I am joined by the Immortal Afro. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, and we got the OG Cross with us. What's going on?
Hello.
And man, I was really tired. I'm really tired, and I thought I was going to cancel today, but I said, hey, you know what? We're going to tough it out because we have to give the people what they want, right? So, and the big topic for today, of course, is we got more Tekken 8 news, along with a couple of other things. But before we get into that, I'll ask the question that I like to ask like the most on this show. What is everybody playing?
I am playing Marvel Rivals.
Oh, we know what
Recently leveled up. I ranked up into the silver class. So now I get to look down at the bronze in all of my greatness.
Broad plebs.
As I go into my next rank match and lose, go back down there.
Oh man, okay. So we got the Marvel rivals training going there. What about you, Cross?
Nothing different. Just been playing VF and Marvel Rivals a little bit, but not really. Just a little bit.
Now, I know that you entered that VF tournament that we were talking about the last podcast.
Yeah.
How did you do?
I almost made it out of pools. I did. I got what 49th.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So was that the biggest virtual fighter tournament ever?
Ever? No.
Or is it just like online?
Well, yeah, it's the biggest VF tournament online, definitely. Like, but ever? No.
Probably not. Okay.
No, definitely not, because there's Beat Tribe Cup and stuff like that, and there's Evo, the last Evos, Evo Japan and stuff. So no. But biggest online tournament? Well, I mean, yeah, how many online tournaments have there been? But it was pretty big. Like it was like 320 something players. So
okay, shoot, that's pretty awesome. So me, man, I always try to play that shitty Marvels, man, the Marvel Rivals, man. I was playing yesterday with Josh, trying new characters and dying. I was talking to him, but like about it like before stream, so I don't know much about Marvel Rivals and how to play. So I'm just running out. I'm getting shot up, and I was telling Josh, like I'm running out there, and like all five members of the other team are out there, and every time they see me, all of them like point towards me and start shooting and killing me, right? And then I'll die, and then Josh and the rest of the team, they'll run up, they'll start fighting, and then they'll die once I run up there. And then I was like, man, where is everybody? I need some heals. And it was like, nope, you gotta wait. You have to wait.
More death.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you.
But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Retro Gamer Fights back. We got Kuroki in here. Good to have you back. I know you was on the last stream. But he's talking about the emergency patch here, and we're going to get into that, right? But before we do, I kind of wanted to kind of revisit something that we've talked about in the past. And so Tekken 8 is in a really bad spot, but to us, it's been in the bad spot since season 1, since it started. And I kind of want to revisit the question, like, what is it about Tekken 8 that's so bad to where people are up in an uproar and, they want to boycott the game and everything like that. So I want to ask the question: what is wrong with Tekken 8 for everybody to have so much backlash towards this game? And I kind of want to go first on this one.
Mhm.
So in fighting games, there's always a back and forth between players. There's decisions to be made. You present to your opponent uh, a question or a problem, and they have to solve it, and vice versa. So it's a little back and forth, right? So in most fighting games, I want to say like in earlier Tekkens and things like that, the developers they design a game, and what they do in this game, they give you tools to solve issues and problems that's presented towards you. And in the past, with these tools, it was up to the player to decide what problems they want to present to the opponent, right? So if I have plus frames, I have the advantage. It was me, the player, putting that advantage on the opponent. And it was me, the player, that decides what mix-ups come after that, the plus frames. So the problem with Tekken 8 is that it kind of takes the problem solving out of a lot of situations. One big thing that they try to do is kind of take away the character's weaknesses to certain things. But if a character had a weakness, it was up to the players or the player to solve that problem and vice versa. For instance, it's like it doesn't matter if you're winning or losing or whatever. Like for instance, like I was playing KOF the other day, and we were playing, and I was playing Pivot Ace, and he did a kind of like a checkmate move to me towards the end of the match, and he won. And I just sit back and I was like, I smiled because I was like, he got me. he got me. That was a good move, right? All right, let's go to the next game. Let's play again. All right. So, yeah, the tools that are in Tekken 8 solve all of your issues instead of you as a player kind of using the tools to solve them. So, but what about you guys? What is wrong with Tekken 8?
Fundamentally, it's we've talked about it in great detail, but I think it's just simply that Tekken is traditionally a defensive game where a lot of your skill and aggression or offense is dictated by how well you understand your fundamentals, how well you understand your character, or if it's even viable for a character to be like that offensive. But it's definitely possible, which is what opened up a lot of character unique, player expression. It's very unique. And no two characters played the same. I mean, no two players played the same. Yeah, you have this guy's Kazuya, and then there's this guy's Kazuya, or this guy's knee, or this other player's knee.
Yeah,
JDCR's Armor King, AK's Armor King, and it's
yeah,
like, I think AK played Armor King, but I was thinking of what's it, Incognito? I think I don't think it's Incognito, but he's another player. He plays a very aggressive Armor King.
yeah,
Oh, in Vanes, yeah. And so it's frustrating because in Tekken 8, what they did was remove the player's ability to develop their own form of offense, and they just like, hey, copy pasta. Everyone has the same offense, and it's locked behind this
yeah,
system, this heat system, and it's very artificial. It's very forced, and you have no choice. Now you have to play like everybody else because your moves are tied to it. Some moves that are used to punish are tied to heat. Some moves that you would normally use to whiff punish is tied to heat,
mhm,
and it just kind of forces everybody to do the exact same thing. And on a competitive side of it, it creates artificial 50-50s because like I've seen a lot of people argue like, well, Tekken's always had 50-50. So why is everybody acting like this is a big deal? Like, yeah, because
yeah,
I don't get to choose. I
yeah,
have to do it now.
yeah,
Like I press the button and now I gotta be like, all right, here go. Yeah, now I think in season two it got even worse because now with Anna, she has 50-50s from crouching. Not every character has that. But in order to accommodate her playstyle, the season two patch made it to where you can now switch, trick 50-50s out
Yeah.
of the heat dash. So you can run up and crouch and do a 50-50. And now it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. See, at first, it was just Anna I had to deal with. And that was a very unique character trait for Anna. She
Yeah.
needed that. Kazuya don't need that shit. You got a hell sweep that's hard to see.
Yeah.
But Anna, she's like, oh yeah, I got all types of games down here because that's traditionally Anna. But now, again, I go back to that line from The Incredibles. Now, once everybody's super, no one is.
Yeah.
And the game is just overall more bland, less fun, less appealing. It's more akin to playing slots because
Yeah.
now you have to, everything's a guess. Like, well, let me just pull this lever. Am I going to hit double sevens or am I going to get snake eyes? Whatever.
Yeah.
So it's stupid,
Yeah.
and the only thing that's frustrating about it is how people are intentionally deciding to miss it, not understand it,
Yeah.
misinterpret it, and of course there are people like us who at the very beginning of that was started off questioning it, but as soon as
Yeah.
we like saw it play out and then got our hands on it, it's like yeah, this isn't Tekken,
Yeah.
so I find it very humorous, but I'm even more excited because the modding scene has come through. They're pulling through. There's a lot of cool projects in the works that are making
Yeah. I
the
forgot about
game.
that.
Yeah, it's making the game very attractive to me anyway. Like there was a mod that came out that was called Good Ass Tekken Mod,
Yeah.
and it's rough around the edges, but all it like the biggest thing that it does is removes heat and removes rage. Those two things alone make that game so much more fun and fresh to play. It feels like a new Tekken game because that's my biggest criticism. Like, there's a good Tekken game hidden under all this extra shit. If only you could just turn it off, it'd be pretty good. And that's what that mod does. There's a few other things it does that's a little questionable because this is it's his interpretation of how Tekken should play, and some of it is like, like no tracking on homing moves. That's interesting,
Yeah.
but other than that, like just without the heat and rage alone, it makes that game so much more fun.
Yeah.
Like I've been having a blast playing Tekken 8, which is something I never thought I'd say.
Yeah. I
So,
remember you showed it to us. I forgot about that. I would have put it on the tab to like talk about if I remembered that. But yeah,
mhm.
I watched you play some of it. Like I said, it's rough around the edges, but I can see something promising coming from it. If he don't how can I say go overlord where like his decisions, since he's the sole balance patch guy for this, hopefully he doesn't go overboard with some of the balance changes, which
Well, like
uh,
the good thing about it is that there's a little bit of competition in the modding scene right now for like that exact same format.
yeah.
So it's not just him. So I'm looking forward to the other one. There's another one that I know the guy who's working on it, and he's like, he saw the other mod. He was like, interesting. so, so I'm really looking forward to his team's iteration of Tekken
Yeah.
8. So
Now, Cross. What about you? What is wrong with Tekken 8?
It really depends on whose perspective you're asking it from, because from the perspective of someone who likes Tekken 8, there's nothing wrong with it. It's aggressive. It allows me to the game allows me to make decisions on people without me having to earn those things, and I like that. It's fun, blah blah blah. You know, like, but I'm sure that's not what you mean. You mean what's my opinion and what I think is wrong with it, from
Hmm.
my perspective. Well, it's kind of the problem with a lot of games nowadays where they're trying to make the game something else. Like they understand what the foundation is. That's how they're able to counter it so
Yeah.
like quickly and easily because they understand what Tekken is, the developers. Like some people may cringe to hear that. Like, if they why are they doing what they're doing? It's like because you don't understand their motivations. Their
Mm,
motivations are not to serve you because they believe that you will be there no matter what. Their motivations is to get new people in.
yeah.
And so they want to change the game into something else in the hopes of that. And they have their own ideas for what they want to do because these are developers that would rather be working on making something else, but they got to make Tekken. And so if they can get away with doing new things that kind of like wash away Tekken, they'll do it because they
Yeah.
actually want to work on other things. Um, so it kind of it's like a serendipitous conspiracy where the two people or the actors involved don't necessarily communicate a formal conspiracy, but their interests align and they just do their own thing to where all their interests align for the same result.
Yeah.
But what I specifically think is wrong with the game is a lot of what Josh said. Essentially, um, the game takes away a lot of player choice. It boils and it does it in a really deceptive way where technically the choice is there. You
Yeah.
can play Tekken in a traditional way in the game, even though it's heavily nerfed.
Yeah.
Um, but you will not be able to be like anywhere your effectiveness drops so low. It's not like, oh, well, only at the highest levels, then it drops. It's like, no, playing against a scrub, you will have a very hard time
Yeah.
if you just play like Tekken because the game is like designed in this other way. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's the biggest problem for me personally as someone who likes Tekken is that I can't just play Tekken in my game. I want to play Tekken, but you're forcing me to play a different game in the game so that I can play Tekken. And I
Yeah.
think that I would rather just go play Tekken. I don't want to waste my time like doing a bunch of other stuff that I feel like is pushing me away from that. Uh and essentially playing the game for like choosing my options for me and then I get the illusion of choice because you say, "Oh, I pick A or B." And
Yeah.
it's like, but I used to be able to choose whether or not I want to pick A or B at all. I used to be able to choose when I wanted to pick A or B.
Yeah.
I used to be able to choose C. Like, it's like
Yeah. It's
there was a
like,
bunch of other different things.
yeah, it's like he kind of forces you to, oh well, now that you're in heat, you got to use these moves before your bar run out, and you got to do this and make the
Well,
use of it. It's like it's a
it's
time
not
thing.
even it's
Mhm.
not well, I mean, that's true, but honestly, that's the least part that pressures you. I wish it
Yeah.
was more like that because then that would be like how Soul Calibur 6 is because when you're in Soul Charge and Soul Calibur 6, you you as the person in Soul Charge, you're like, I need to make a decision.
Yeah.
Like I need to make one right now or I'm dead. Like this shit's gonna run out. But in Tekken 8, it's more like you're drunk with power. It's like you have so much power that you want to make the decisions because you know they're gonna get fucked up. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you up right now. It's like, why would I wait? And
Yeah.
when I can kill you today. And it's and so like
No
and
delay, kill
Yeah.
today.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And it's like the heat bar lasts so long, even when the person on the receiving end somehow makes the right decision and they punish you for it, which is very rare. But like they get a launcher or something like that, right? Like the heat bar stops. It like the amount of like heat you're taking off from their opponent when you're hitting them with a combo is so minuscule that they
Yeah.
just get back up in their back and heat again. So unless you go into heat, you know, to counter that so that now you're both insane, it doesn't matter. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's why
Yeah.
that game is the way it is. And
Yeah.
I personally think that's what's wrong with the game. It's
Yeah.
something fundamental. You
And,
can't
and-
take it out. It's not something you can patch away.
yeah. And you reminded me actually of some points that I've been hammering it down for like the last couple of videos or so. Um, Tekken 8, just on the lines what you were saying for like new players, Tekken 8 tries to destroy legacy skill to shorten the gap between the skill players and the newer players, so the newer players will have a chance. It's like, everything that's good that a seasoned veteran can do. Tekken 8 was designed to destroy that, right? So, if you are good at blocking, right, they got chip damage. Well, if you
Mhm.
do something good, you blocking, okay, we're gonna punish you for it, right? Just recently, they kind of took it out because there was a lot of backlash. But throws, if you can break throws, it's like, oh well, you take a little damage while you're doing that for doing the right thing, which veteran
Yep.
players,
Oh, they took
can
that
do.
out?
Yeah, they took it out.
Good, but that's
Yeah,
so stupid.
yeah. Um, uh, like if you're good at backdash canceling and creating space to make whiffs, what they did, they made the hitboxes so huge on a lot of moves that it's hard to get away. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to make people whiff like you used to do in older Tekkens. It's like, okay, you can't get away.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
so.
what like Jen's 442, and it's like that ain't good enough. 444.
Yeah, 444. So and then like veteran players, if you're just throwing stuff out and we're just blocking and breaking every throws, blocking every lows, there's not really much you can do to that veteran player. But if you put them in a situation to where they have to guess, it's like a toss of the coin. It's
Yep.
like, so yeah, Tekken 8 has historically through its life has tried to destroy legacy skill to help out the new players, and that's another thing that's wrong with Tekken 8.
Yep. It's like it's never ending because take a seven. You can see the system slowly emerging,
Yeah,
and for them to pull a reversal on it, and that's another thing that we all kind of was on the same page about. It's like this is nothing new. They made it clear that this is the direction they want to go, and despite all these adjustments that are in this emergency patch,
oh yeah, we
it's
definitely
like
gotta get into that next.
Muddy
yeah.
son, we must apologize. We
Yeah.
must apologize. Muddy. Please, Muddy.
No, never.
Muddy son.
All you have to do is block the 50-50.
If you know the low is coming, why wouldn't they just block low?
Yep, this sounds like the type of guy you want balancing that game.
The worst part is that it's not that Murray is retarded. That's what makes it worse. Like, because if someone was stupid, right? Let's say they were dumb, they didn't know like how the game works, they don't know how competitive Tekken works, blah 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 blah, right? Then you could just say, well, this guy's a moron. Clearly, he's an idiot, and we just need to get him out of here. Like, like he's an idiot.
Yep.
No, there's a difference between being an idiot and like insubordination. Like
Yeah.
he knows what he's saying when he says just block the low. He's
Mm,
fucking with you. Like, you know what I mean? He knows
yeah.
that it ain't that easy. He knows that it's a fucking 50-50. He's saying fuck you. That's what he's
Yeah.
saying when he said that. It's like there's this clip in Sopranos where like um Richie Aprile and his son, they're going to meet Tony Soprano um and because they want to essentially ask him to do a favor, like, hey, can you do this favor for us? You fucked us over, and we want you to do something for us. And Tony essentially is like, yeah, well, you pissed me off, so no, right? But he didn't say it like that. He's like, yeah, I'll look it over. Like,
Yeah.
and the son is like, what do you mean you're gonna look it over? And Richard Peel says, son, he just told you to shut the fuck up. He just told me to go fuck myself. And it's like
Yeah.
Yes, that's Murray, dude. We saying that he's probably sitting back in his chair laughing his ass off when he fucking sent there and sent that tweet, just block the low. He's like, look at these idiots. Yeah, just block the low. Ha ha ha. That's what you got to deal with now, bitch. It's like,
Yeah,
you know, that's what you get for sending me a motherfucking death threat. Like,
yeah,
you know, he got
yeah.
that shit hung up on his wall for a motherfucking
Good,
death threat.
good old Michael Murray, man.
Yeah, man.
But so the emergency patch for Tekken 8 was revealed a couple of days ago, and I believe it went live. Shoot, maybe like 1 or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And they put out this statement here, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it, which is hilarious because it seems like it's more of the same stuff they kind of told us before.
Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook, exactly. So, but let me read some of this for you guys. So, the development team acknowledges that following the season 2 version 2.00 update, the overall game balance have shifted too heavily towards offense. We've heard this before, right?
Yep.
Am I crazy, or did we hear that before?
Yep. Been there, done that. Should have said the rerun. We doing a live rerun.
Yeah.
Wow,
Uh,
I'm glad they're finally acknowledging it. Let's
yeah.
continue.
Yeah. So we sincerely apologize that the actual balance changes did not align with the development intentions and policy previously communicated to the players. So what that says, they basically said that okay, in this new patch for season 2, we're going to focus on defense and buffing defense, and all they did was buff offense.
We're
So
sorry.
they're sorry.
Sorry.
That's what they mean by this. So they kind of did the bait and switch to the players, really.
Again.
Again.
And I think the funny thing, like the funniest line and all of that is we sincerely apologize. The actual balance changes did not align with development intentions. Like, are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Are you lying to me again? 'Cause it
Yeah.
looks like it went exactly the way you said you wanted it to go.
Yeah, it's like, it's like one of those not apologies.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
because
sorry that you feel this way
yeah,
about
yeah, because
what we did.
what they're saying is that our intentions were not wrong. Our intentions and what we intended to do, they weren't wrong. Just how we executed them were wrong. You
Yeah.
see, but see what people were criticizing their intentions. People were saying your intentions are shit. Like they're bad. Like what you want this game to be sucks.
Yeah.
So they're like, so this is like PR. You gotta love fucking public relations.
Yeah.
HR. They're the most useless pieces of shit in every company ever made. Like they ruin everything. They make people feel like shit. You go to them, you think they're on your side. They're not. They're always against the people. They're called human relations because they learn how to handle people, and that's it. Like for companies, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like this is everything about this says a fucking HR person wrote this shit.
Yeah.
Like
I
this is
agree.
a HR fucking shit. This has not come out of the mouth of a human being, dude. Like
The AI
One,
generated slop.
yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
our
Um,
intentions are not wrong, dude. Just the way
so
we did it was wrong, and you guys
yeah,
just
How
didn't get
you
it.
interpreted it was wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So we need to do it in a different way, and then you'll see what we want it to be. See, again, this is like not respecting your player base.
yeah,
There's something you want to do, and whether they want it or not, you're gonna force it down their throat. And if they don't
yeah,
like it, if they recognize that they don't like it, well, you'll find a different way. Oh, okay, you don't like applesauce when I mix the medicine and applesauce? Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. I got you. We're gonna put it in apple juice.
yeah,
You like apple juice, right?
yeah,
Like it's the same shit.
yeah, and see, we've talked about this. I'm gonna try to move on, but we've talked about this before. Me and Cross about how uh, sometimes when you let outside influence affect your game, it can affect it for the worse. And I feel like even though that's true, and like maybe they want to stick to their guns, and I know I've heard some developers. It might have been Harada. I don't want to say Harada, but I know I've heard some developers say that players don't know what they want and things like this. And to some degree, I get it, but to a lot of degree, you have to kind of do what the players want. You just can't just do
It's that
any
fine
and
line.
everything that's like too far away from what the overall audience
Hold
likes.
on.
It's
I'm
like you,
going. I want to push back on that
yeah,
because I get what you're trying to say. With you're saying like, hey, a developer should have some gonads, and they should be able to develop the game, know have a direction for it, and know where they want to take the game. But
yeah. It's
they should
like,
also be able to recognize when something is not working. And
yeah,
if the player base is like, hey, we want this, you are selling the game to people, so maybe you ought to
yeah,
listen to them. But this is the
yeah,
problem. This is the problem with that thinking is that it leads to who do you listen to? Because you
yeah,
say the fans. Who are the fans?
yeah,
Like me, you, me, us three, we
yeah,
can verify that we've been playing Tekken for an extremely long time and we know a lot about it and we're fans of Tekken, right? But what
yeah,
if some blow Joe off the fucking street decides that he's a Tekken fan? How are you going to be able to say that his opinion is not valid?
yeah. That's true.
Right. And
That
so
is true,
it
and
boils down
it's
to
it's
who do you listen to? Like what because his opinion is going to contradict ours. So
yeah.
like who do you listen to?
It boils down to I want to say common sense and balance. Um, as far as them tuning the game to be something that everybody can enjoy. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not a hard thing or it's an easy thing to do. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's easy to do because I honestly believe that it's really hard um, to balance a game that can please the players in certain ways. It's like somebody's gonna be upset, somebody's gonna be happy. So, but it's a balancing act, and yeah, some common sense and some balance. But are we about to say something, Josh?
Well, I was kind of about to, say what Tevin said. Like, there's a fine line, and a lot of times it's not a simple, solution. You know, it's it can be very troublesome, but for us, we kind of look at it as like, the sensible thing, and this is from our perspective, not most or many, but the simple solution would seemingly be like, oh, like just follow the core audience, like your core demographic. Whereas like Tekken for the longest time has been like this, and there are some people who would like for Tekken to change, but overall, it's pretty generally accepted amongst the Tekken fan base that we want Tekken to go in this direction. We want refinement, not nuclear changes
Yeah,
across the board. Because I remember there was a similar conversation when Tag Two came out, as far as the changes in that game. What was it, like Natsu or something? Like the rage was even more ragey than ever before.
yeah,
And then there was the whole, oh yeah, it's tag two, but you could also play with just one character, and then they can just do even
yeah,
more damage.
yeah. It's so ugly.
Yeah,
Double capos is man, that shit there.
yeah, and
That
even
shit sucked.
yeah,
Double
and even
capo.
in Tekken 6, that's the Tekken that I got my start in. I remember hearing conversations about rage because this people coming from 5DR where they're just like, yeah, rage is so stupid because now we got to like work around this mechanic. I remember some Koreans were intentionally dropping combos so that they
Yeah,
would have to risk putting you in a rage if they knew it wasn't going to kill you. It'd be easier to kill you if you had like just a couple percentage above the rage low area, and then launch to kill you that way, or just
yeah,
outplay.
Yeah.
But it's just that between Tekken 6 into Tekken 7, we slowly started seeing this thing just keep coming up, but stronger and
Yeah.
stronger. And
Yeah.
8, they were just like, mask off, fuck it. We really just want this to be a party.
Yeah.
Party. And with the amount of comeback mechanics, like there's rage, and there's heat, and there's all the armor moves, and then there's all the fucking what else? The guard breaking shit, like unavoidable situations. There's nothing you can do with it. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but got to be careful because a lot of these developers and stuff, like Tevin said, this is the era of simplicity and going for the almighty normie dollar because
Yeah.
there's way more of them than there are of us. So
Yeah.
And that's
That,
what I'm
that is,
saying. Like
that is
that
true.
the idea of like um when Harada says fans don't know what they want, it's wrong and right at the same time. It's wrong in the idea that not all fans are the same. So to say the statement that he's saying is really like what I would call a low resolution statement, where
Yeah.
it's technically true, but it is not detailed enough to actually be saying anything. Because yes, if you just lump every person who says they're a Tekken fan together, then you will have chaos. And yeah, you're right. You'll get a million different opinions, and you won't have any direction. So
Yeah.
listening to the fans seems insane in that sense. You
Yeah.
have to define what you mean. What fans? Which fans are important? And in my opinion, I think that, in my opinion, I think it is in the long run better for a developer to follow what they want to do, even if it means the game will die. The reason
Mhm.
why is because they'll learn a lesson.
Yeah.
You don't
That's a
want
good
to
point.
coerce them into making a game that they don't want to make, because then that creates resentment. And when you got to remember, human beings make these games; they're not robots.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they have a direction and they have a path that they want to go forward with because they're putting their time and their effort into making it.
Yeah.
And if they want to turn the game into Looney Tunes, let them turn the fucking game into Looney Tunes. It is time for you to make a decision as the person playing it to say, I don't want to play that.
Yep.
It's sad, it's regrettable, it's something that you don't want to see, but you have to like come to grips with the idea that you don't have any control over that. They do.
Yeah.
And if they decide that they want to go after some other like fan base or whatever, so and that loves Looney Tunes, then you just have to like make do what you have to make peace with that. But
Yeah.
if it fails, if it dies, that will be way more of a wake up call to them, if any. If there's gonna be a wake up call, that will be way more of a wake up call than if you were to try and coerce them. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you coerce them into doing it. Well, two things. Uh, they could go the opposite way because you keep pushing them in this way. They have a knee-jerk reaction to go the opposite direction, so they say fuck you. You want me to put titties in, I'm gonna put no titties in, right?
Yeah.
But or they could do the opposite, where like they give you what you want now, but they fuck you over somewhere else
Yeah.
because they feel resentment. It's like they don't like you, and that will grow over time to a point to where they just don't care.
Yeah.
They hate your guts, and like people. I wish people could understand that the people who make these games are human beings, and not. I'm not saying that in the sense of like feel sorry for them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Right.
they are human beings that hate people. They're human beings that wake up and they're tired and they say fuck it, this thing's +3. They're human, so they are fallible to mistakes and prejudgments and
Yeah.
all these types of things. And so you have to let people be themselves so that you can actually see what the fuck their intentions are, so that you can make the right decisions for yourself you
I
know
agree. I agree with
so
that. I agree with that 100%. That's
yeah.
how I move with a lot of things. You definitely got to let them kind of show who they are. I
Yeah.
think that.
Yeah.
Now, so back to this. So says we deeply regret not being able to address the improvements and adjustment that the community had hoped for. So they knew what we wanted uh, before this emergency patch. Moving forward, we are committed to distinguishing between issues that can be addressed quickly and issues that require more time and community feedback for proper review. You should have been listening to the community before all of this. What the hell? But we will implement a step-by-step update process to improve the game experience. All right. So this patch went out actually today, or was it today?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday. So
Yesterday or early today. Today's the 17th. I guess it was today. Yeah.
yeah. So I think right here they kind of highlight some of the things they wanted to do with the game. They said they increased the maximum health value to help mitigate situations where matches are decided through overly one-sided momentum. So, how do you guys feel about this? This this maximum health being raised?
Swing and a miss. I
Yeah, I
think.
feel,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I kind of feel like uh, it's one of those things where they're doing it. What do you call it? It. I think what they're trying to do is win over the general opinion. I think I said that last time, right? Like they don't care about like our opinions, like because they want the game to be the way they want to make it. But I think that they're trying to win over like you remember that casual I was telling you about how I was like, damn, actually you were right because when I went to go ask them their opinion, they said they were afraid to play the game because they
Mhm.
don't want to get 50-50. I believe that they attained that. Well, I don't believe it. He said it. He said, well, I see all this crazy stuff on Twitter and I see all this crazy stuff. So the influencers won the masses. They won the ear of the masses and they won the influence of the masses. And I
Yeah,
think this is what the war is over. I think the Tekken 8 is trying to win over the masses. And so the masses don't have what's the best way I can put it? They don't have a comprehensive understanding of Tekken. And so things like this uh, seem like a good decision because they're
yeah,
like, well, if I have more health, then that means I can survive more 50-50s. Okay, that seems like a good
yeah,
idea. Like, and that's it. That's all they're going to go. But for like us, we can immediately see like, no, that's literally like worse because essentially if I try to pick low reward options, I'm they're even riskier now by default because they do less.
yeah,
And so that means the person who doesn't do that and goes for more, he can actually attempt more risky things,
yeah,
because
Yeah.
he will be taking
Look,
less damage if I go for pokes,
you'll still be alive.
Yes.
Still have a gun in his hand.
Yes. So he's like, I might as well just keep trying to launch you, It's like, oh fuck. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. But I think that when you don't look at it like, you can't look at it like, oh man, they just don't get it. I think that they do get it. I think the idea is that they're trying to again win over the general fan base, like like the casuals. They're not trying to win us over. They don't care
yeah,
about us. And
yeah.
yeah,
Me personally, I think this is kind of missing the point. Um, I get it. The combos have higher damage. Um, so okay, let's give characters more health so they can fight longer. But still, it's like just nerf the damage on a lot of stuff. It's like even with this new patch. it's like they intentionally put in moves that extends combos to do more damage. It's like they're taking, you know, one step forward and like three steps back almost. It's like, so I don't know. It's just, I don't know if this will make a difference. It probably will, but I don't know. I feel like this is missing the point. And
Yeah, it's more of the same.
yeah,
That's kind of the way I look at it. It's different, but same.
yeah, yeah. And so the second point, gradual adjustments to overly high reward moves. Third, rebalance the offense and defensive aspects of the heat system. And they said they're gonna revise damage scaling with heat dash, just frame of damage for heat engagers. And I've seen some of those balance changes in effect. They said future balance adjustments in the next update planned for mid-May. Adjustments will include reducing the air combo damage and reevaluating the performance of heat bursts. Additionally, we'll continue to review issues that could not be addressed in this patch, such as moves that consistently create advantage situations lead to one-sided matches. They keep saying that over and over again. Attacks that disproportionately high rewards relative to their risk. So have you guys seen any of the changes with
Yeah,
this patch?
yeah. I am OP went through character specifically in the video.
I watched
And
that video. I watched that video.
yeah, and some of that stuff I thought was pretty neat, and some of the other stuff I thought was pretty weird because it's like and it's because of the nature of the game, and it's like, look, you really they really did shove themselves into a corner where it's like no matter which way you go, you're fucked because the biggest losers of the patch are characters that didn't get adjusted by the character. It's the system now. I
Yeah.
think Lee Chao Long, I feel so sorry for that poor bastard.
Oh man. Yeah, he got nerfed to hell, didn't he?
Yeah, like the stuff that he had, there's the cheap shit, and then there's the stuff like it's exclusive to him in Tekken 8
Yeah,
because
that's
they
interesting.
already they nerfed him in season 2, which is weird. It sounds strange. Like how did anyone get nerfed with all that dumb shit they added? But again, because this character is like Tekken has a lot of unique character play styles. That's why at the very beginning it didn't make sense to just force a oppressive, aggressive style on the character that didn't really benefit from it. Because
Yeah.
you're either gonna make a monster like Xiao Yu, or you're gonna make a weirdo like Li Xiaolong.
Yeah.
And so now when they're gonna go back and fix it, quotation marks, they're gonna break his knees in different directions where it's like, what did you do to him? He was
Yeah.
innocent.
Yeah. So for me, just watching the changes, it feels like, okay, so Tekken 8 Season 2 starts out overtuned, right? They overtuned a lot of things. They overtuned with the offense. And then it was like, okay, well, let's correct these things. And now I think that they've done a little bit of overcorrecting when it comes to certain moves, like with Jin, like he got nerfed, but there were some moves. It's like, why did y'all nerf that? Like the 214 string, where like the 4 is -10, which
which
historically for like years and years and years, that string has been around for years and it's always been safe until Tekken 8.
Yeah, the weirdo game is the one where it's like this move has gone too far. Like,
Yeah, it's
really?
gone too far. It's been like the same move for years.
This is the move you hit, not that
and-
fucking flying dive kick. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they touched that too, but it's still like,
Yeah, still
what are you
crazy.
doing?
and like they nerfed um 2-4, right? So 2-4 is a high string, I believe. It's a high string, and it's a 10 frame Punisher. And with that move, you can always duck the second part and launch Jin for doing that move. So it was always unsafe. But if he hits you with the high, then he's safe. And Tekken has historically been like that, where like if you can duck the high in the string, then that hit should be safe. I think that's only fair. But now you can duck the high and it's unsafe. It's like, why would y'all do that?
Yeah.
Why would y'all do that? And they made a couple of good changes with like making people's plus frames a little bit less, which is good.
Mhm.
And then, like you said, you got Lee Chaolan where he had interesting things that he could do, but it's like they just took all of it away. Um,
Yeah. It really speaks to how like misunderstood the direction of this game is going, and how even more misunderstood them trying to course correct. It's
No, it ain't.
just
I don't think it's misunderstood at all. I think it's punishment.
he said punishment.
yeah, 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 I agree.
Because, like, what the fuck does that have to do? Like, some of the changes, like you said, they don't got shit to do with what people were talking about. Like, yeah, okay, Heat Dash being +9 now instead of however the fuck it was
It was
like
like plus 12,
17.
17, something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, okay, that's legitimately like a yeah, that's a decent change because there's counterplay around it now, you know. But gutting an entire character's tool set, what made them interesting, how does that have anything to do with this? You know, and it feels like to me they're gonna make a bunch of changes. They're making a bunch of changes like this that only like the minority will complain about. Then they can ignore them. But if because like you can't get some casual to care about the shit you were just talking about.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know what you're talking about
yeah,
or why
exactly.
why that matters. So they can ignore you, but they can't ignore all those casuals. That's like, man, I'm scared to play the game. I don't want to play this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna play Street Fighter 6.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And unfortunately, that's like you said, that's who they're targeting, uh, which sucks. But I have to ask the question: is Tekken 8 saved? Do you guys think Tekken 8 will be saved?
No, it's over. It's done, and it's so over and done in a way that I genuinely think the only way it can be saved is again in the recesses of the internet by some guy in his garage who's just like, I'm gonna make this shit play like Tekken 5. And that's as good as it's gonna get,
Yeah,
which I'm cool with. I think that's more than enough. And I think it's like it's it's I'd like it better this way
yeah,
because obviously the team behind Tekken now they're more interested in doing things in whichever way they're doing it now, and that's fine. They can do that. Eventually, they're gonna have to sunset this game. Then it'll belong to the people. So I'm fine. This is yeah. They can't save it. They have no hope. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, or they know what they're doing. Yeah, let me
yeah,
correction. They know exactly what they're doing.
my only
And
problem with like a mod, the idea of the mod future, mods are cool for almost everything. But in my opinion, when it comes to a fighting game, that is yeah, a fighting game in general, actually, I guess, especially one that's currently ongoing, is it's a bad situation because the nature of modding is that it's independent, right?
yeah,
And so, what version of the game is going to be the game that should be played officially, like from the like outside of the official version. Because like with Melee, right? Because Melee essentially had the same issue that was going. I mean, Smash had the same issue that Tekken 8's kind of going through right now, right? Where Brawl came out, people hate Brawl, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't want to play this game, but we got to." And someone said, "Well, I got Brawl Plus," and people like, oh, "Okay, all right, well, this is cool." And then someone like, "Well, I don't want the game to play like that. I got Brawl Minus." Oh, okay. Okay, we'll play that. Well, I got Project M. Oh, okay, well, Project M kind of plays like the last game. And so then it took years and years and years and years to essentially where those other two, they like, and we're just not going to update them anymore. And then Project M is like the one that became the one that people kind of played. But that was back then when, let's just say, the ability to know and learn how to mod things was not so accessible. But
Yeah,
now modding and all this type of stuff is far more accessible, meaning that what is going to um, prevent and stop, there's too many holes in the idea of a modded, when you come to mods for balance patches and like how the game should work. I think that it's too unreliable, because I mean there's a ton of issues that come from it. One, essentially, in order to play a fighting game, you need people to play with, right? So people have to agree that that's the version that they're going to play.
Yeah,
Have
that's
to
a
say,
good
hey,
point.
it's right. It has to be this version that we're going to play and not that version, because you need to have your player base consolidated to an area. That's one thing. Once you've gotten that, let's say you got that, everyone decides that they're going to play Tekken 8 minus, right? And um, they're going to play that. Now, the people who are involved in the development of that mod for that game, essentially you have someone who is a player affecting the game.
Yeah,
Michael Murray, Harada, and all of them, they don't play the game. Like
yeah,
they have no, they don't care if Xiao Yu's bad or if she's top tier. They don't care.
mhm,
It's not like they play, like, you know what I mean? But someone who is an active player who decided, hey, I'm going to make this, a version of the game myself. Now he has the player bias affecting the game.
yeah,
And
yeah. That's kind of what I
yeah,
was saying earlier. Like you got
yeah.
one guy balancing the game, and you know he like I don't know Kazuya or somebody, and he balances Kazuya to be the best in the fucking game, and
or
Kazuya
he
got
he 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 does
one
things.
thousand percent tracking electrics and 1000%
Yeah.
tracking hell sweeps.
Well, to
you
my
know,
logic, electric, or maybe he hates Kazuya. Let's do that one better because it's easier for hate. I don't feel like Kazuya should have a plus on block launcher. That's not right. So I'm gonna make electric not plus on block. You can still do the just frame if you want, though. You
yeah,
know, and like,
still
or
knocks
I just
back. Still
it
knock you
still
back.
knocks back. Or like, electric doesn't look like a high. It looks like a mid attack. I'm gonna change it to a mid.
Yeah,
It's like things like that. I it's like I get the counter argument to that is probably going to be something along the lines of, well, the official developers can make retarded decisions too. What's the difference? The difference is that when there is an official developer that's making their game, that that's the game, first of all, and there's no other versions.
yeah,
Secondly, when they make a decision that's fucking stupid, who is responsible. You say, it is you guys are responsible, and until this shit gets fixed, I don't want to play it, or blah 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 blah, right?
yeah,
He hasn't, like, they're, even though it may be against their interest, their, like, their They may not follow their best interest. They may say "fuck you," blah blah blah, and all this shit and not make the game what you want it to be. But at the end of the day, their paycheck is connected to the success of that game.
That's true.
But if this modder wants to say, "Eat a dick, Kazuya players, I don't
Yeah.
like you,"
You're not getting
what
paid.
are you going to be able to do to stop this guy? There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no amount of, like, he is human, so people are affected by social outcry, but the mod would have to get so incredibly like popular for there to be the public outcry to
Yeah.
persuade him to do things that he would say "fuck you." So what I'm saying is like that where 100% tracking moves were just not hitting people, right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's fucking terrible. I
Yeah.
was like, that's bad. It's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, what hope do I have that he's ever going to fucking fix it? Because that's unplayable to me. I would not play that.
Yeah.
I would be like, no, my 100% tracking moves should hit you. They should hit you unless like they
Yeah.
whiff, like you're outside of the range of it or something. Like, but I should be doing Kazuya's down forward too, and you just stepping it. What the hell? Like that doesn't make any sense. And if you thought that makes sense from the jump, it's like that. Now, like you said, like, well, he had to disable all things, blah blah blah. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, but how do I know that you're going to fix that? How do I know that that's actually like it's too
You,
much variable?
you
It's
don't
too
know.
many.
You
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
it's too variable. The only thing I would say that's a saving grace to modding is that it's free. So it ain't like you
Yeah.
gotta pay for it. If it's fucked up,
Yeah.
it's
True.
fucked up and whatever. But but I think it's a grim future when
Hmm.
when the let's say competitive success, not the success monetarily. I'm talking about the competitive lifeblood of your game depends on a mod. That's not
Yeah.
very good. That's very, very shaky ground because all it takes is for the guy. Let's say if he's doing a great job. Let's say he's fucking Spartacus and everyone respects him and he is making the greatest mod ever. All it takes for him is to get a kid, to oh damn, I don't got a job no more. Something bad to happen, and then he's like, I can't work on this shit no more.
Yep.
And then Billy Baxter picks it up, and he just has a fucking terrible idea. He's fucking
Yeah.
Nero and burns
Yeah.
everything down.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yep. I hate Elisa. I am
yep,
finna nerf
I
Elisa
hate
into the ground.
Elisa. Oh, Elisa, or maybe he loves Elisa. You know what? There was this move that I saw in the they cut out where she could shoot her chainsaw across the room and it would hit you for it was like a projectile. And so I'm gonna add that back in. It's like, bruh,
100% tracking.
yeah, it's 100% tracking because it's a homing attack. It
Yeah.
homes
Okay.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like, man.
Yeah. Definitely a lot that can happen
Yeah.
with the modern scene.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think that's a legitimate concern. And I'm not really like, making a retort. I still, at this point, I would prefer that. Like, I don't mind that because if in a way, it's very fragmented, and this is like a point of contention, even in the Linux space, where it's like, yeah, it's gonna be hard for Linux to catch on because there's so many fragmented versions of this operating system. It's gonna be really difficult for us to find any type of way to kind of what's the word streamline. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest issues with Linux. Streamlining is very difficult because of how modular the OS is. But in my opinion, I'm not saying this is the right way to look at it because because we've experienced so many issues when it comes to streamlining or making things available. I kind of like that it's complicated, that it's like unattainable. Because for me, I ain't saying it's a good thing, but it's a form of gatekeeping. And if you really want it, you'll come and get it. And the only people that have access to it are the ones that care enough they deserve their spot here. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it when it comes to Tekken. It sucks that we don't have a consolidated format. We used to have it, But
Yeah.
you know, just like how like the guy has a kid, fucking Michael Burry decides to have a bitch fit. And it's like, well, is it really all that different? I know it's not. But you know, it's like, you know, fuck it. I don't care. I'm fine with this. I'll
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
this. This is fine
I
because
mean,
at
like,
least it's you know at least it's through you know real people now and not some fucking corporate shit fuck who can get away with whatever they want because you know what are you gonna do? Whine about it on Twitter so he can block you? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
So
feel like when it comes to just like you and maybe you're playing with a few of your friends that agree to like play this modded version of the game, that's fine. Like, there's no problem. But I'm talking about in the sense of like, hey, like taking the mod seriously as something that people should play as a what do you call it? As something like as a replacement for
yeah,
Tekken 8. It's like, well, people have to decide which one to play. Like that's why, in my opinion, I don't think it's comparable to Linux because
yeah,
Linux is not something that is like my enjoyment of Linux doesn't depend on you being on the same distro as me. Like
yeah,
we're independent, we're separate. It doesn't matter. But you need people to play against, Josh. Even in that like in this modded version of Tekken, you have to have an opponent,
yeah,
right? So it's like people have to decide that that's the version that they're going to play. Like, you know what I mean? As opposed to another version. And that's like the initial issue with not just Tekken, but any modded version of a fighting game, because like you have to have a player base and people need to decide like where they're going to play. And so it's not necessarily about, it's all going to be niche, but it's like which one like which one is going to be the one that people are going to play, because there has to be one. Like if you have all this fragmentation, that's not good for a fighting game,
mhm,
because people don't know what they're, people imagine, like it's the same problem with like, when a game gets updated all the time. Like there's an official, we're playing the official version of whatever game, but it's like more like the NetherRealm games where they were just getting patches all the fucking time, right? It's like, why should I put my time into learning the game if, you know, it's always being updated and there's dramatic changes all the time? It's
Yeah.
very
yeah,
similar if you have three different Tekken 8s.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, which one am I gonna play? Am I gonna play the one with the most players? Am I gonna play the one that people respect the most? Or am I gonna play this other one?
Yeah.
Like which one am I gonna play? Which one should I learn how to like? Oh, in this game, I don't have to step cause. Oh, if I try to step Kazuya's down for a two, he just kills me. In this game, I can step it all fucking day. In this game, it's 100% tracking and it's safe. It's like you're just on one move, your whole fucking schematics get fucked up. So you have to choose which game you're going to like actually learn if you're gonna play
mhm,
it, unless you're just fucking around and you don't,
Yeah.
you don't care, you
Yeah.
know. So like that's the biggest issue about. That's why I'm not like a big like promoter of the idea of like, oh man, modded Tekken is gonna save Tekken. It's like it can't, like, just by the nature of like a modded fighting game ain't gonna save no fighting game unless the official version of that game is unavailable. Like the only modded fighting game I know of that has like helped it is Soul Calibur 3 Arcade Edition, because we literally don't have Soul Calibur 3 Arcade Edition. So the
Yeah.
only thing we can play is a modded mock-up of the best thing we can get an equivalent to. Like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
I understand where you're coming from, and I even agree in many aspects. I guess looking at I have a more nuclear approach because at this point, like I don't care. Like the official route is dead or
Yeah.
whatever. Literally anything is better.
Yeah.
And me personally, I'm fine with it. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, there is a right way. you should, play around with this crazy version. Like, no, like at least you have choice. And I think choice is always better than being forced to, eat this shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like,
that's a good point.
maybe I want to, it's annoying, but I'd rather be annoyed having to choose between 4 different versions of Tekken 8 by 4 different fans, guys on the internet, rather than dealing with Michael fucking Murray and whoever Team SoCal. Like, yeah, whatever, dude.
So
I'm good.
Yeah, like both of you guys like make some really good points. Like I can't disagree with either one of you because you guys make pretty valid points there. I like it. I love it. But before we get into the next topic, let's go to the best place on earth to find information. Twitter or X. This is the smartest place that I know of to find opinions. But I just wanted to go down and look at some opinions about what people are kind of saying about this patch here. So let's go and look at some of these responses. Who is this guy here? H3 the game, this smug guy right here. So H3 the game says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me."
Yep, I agree with that fellow, that handy guy.
Pepper Dad Too Spicy says the first full acknowledgement that the patch was a huge misfire, and he's talking about the apologies issued. Novak says, "Want to increasing HP just make pokes weaker? An entire game about counter hit fishing. And if your character does 70 plus damage off counter hit, whereas some others characters does 100 plus, why play?" Kizzy K, the legend Kizzy K. Those who don't know, he's a really strong Guilty Gear player in multiple Guilty Gears. But he said Strive also got told about giving people HP to everyone, and they somehow still buff the damage. I can't wait to find out who's the Agent 47 behind all these balance for fight games. Harada, he kind of responded to some of the talk of people. He said, "I personally do not think this backlash is at all unjustified. I recognize that it is a natural occurrence and we have no choice but to respond by continuing to update."
I'm reading fucking Marcus's fucking comment.
Yeah.
Again, I gotta agree, dude. I gotta agree. I've been watching all of these motherfuckers play this game.
So the OG, the legend Shinblade says, "Watch this season 2 patch will give people an excuse to come back to Tekken 8, even though it doesn't fix their concerns. Watch those Tekken 5, Tag 2, and Tekken 7 strings. MFers couldn't even complete a damn combo. Come back home, man."
You know what? Everybody shitting on him on Marcus. Y'all need to stop. He actually saying the truth. Because the thing is that he is just like, I like Tekken 8. See, this is the guy that likes Tekken 8, right? He's like, no, this game is made for me. It's made for people like me who just want to go in and fuck you up. And he's saying, y'all are like that too. Y'all like me.
We're not
just
so
like me. Don't act like you're fucking different. You're just like me. Don't act like you're different. Come on home. You don't want to play that shit. Go on back to Tekken 8.
And he's right. Like,
he's right. This shit's
right.
gonna give them an excuse so they can say, "Oh, because they really want to come back." That's what I was talking about earlier with that dumbass fucking petition fucking thing and blah blah blah. They are actually still emotionally attached to Tekken 8.
They want to go back and play it. So just like you said, it's going to give them an excuse. Oh, thank you. Oh, see, oh, they listened to us. All I wanted was Harada to say, "Be sorry," and so then they can go back and play Tekken 8. That's
Yeah,
it. That was it. That's all they wanted. So he's 100%. I couldn't agree with him more.
yeah. So Cherry Berry Mango, one of my favorite gym players of all time, says the only thing I care about upcoming update is HP increase. Balancing chip damage and combo damage are good, but hope increasing HP doesn't affect pokes. Right again, the battle team is already developing day and night for the next update. There will be more updates in the future, including parameter adjustments for each character and arts. So please wait for more information. Uh, Look at this guy, the Immortal Afro. Who is this Immortal Afro guy?
I don't know, man. Let's see what he has to
But this guy says there's literally no point in making requests towards the betterment of this game. I trust random people on the internet to fix Tekken 8 over these clowns. They want this game to play like trash.
say. When people tell you who they are, believe them.
Yep.
And after 2 seasons, I think it's pretty clear. Like, I think they're really trying to tell us who they are. And if you don't agree, you're delusional.
Hey, wait. Click on Josh's post. I want to see who responded to him. I want to see what they said. Then make everybody happy and quit. Josh, did you quit?
Did you?
Yeah, I quit a long time ago.
Oh, damn.
And people are still unhappy.
Yeah, they're still unhappy. Huh?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess your opinion means nothing.
Well, you can't please everyone.
Yeah, it's an ugly take.
Yeah. It's like, look, man, if you like the game, just say so.
Yeah.
He said, no, he's like, hey, get out of here. I don't want you criticizing the game in a way where it implies that my opinions don't matter.
We got Chanel.
Dang, the legend? Chanel?
Yeah, what Chanel say?
Well, he's just showcasing
Clown World shit with Safina?
Safina's string not punishing.
They hate this character. They hate her. They've been just beating her ass with a fucking stick the entire fucking game.
Can't punish some type of glitch or something. But that's crazy.
Man, it's crazy how all these glitches just keep affecting Safina, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't they add dick lasers? I heard about that too. What's all that?
Oh yeah, the dick lasers. That was great. I posted that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Last one before we move on. The legend Arson Ash says, I'm personally so happy with the increased health bar change. Of course, there are other big problems that need to be addressed. Also, chip damage nerfs are great. Keep up the nerfs. No more buffs, please. So, that is the news from Twitter. Some great, some not so great, but yeah. Tekken 8, is it saved?
Oh, it definitely is saved in the minds of the general people. Look at the way they're talking about it.
Yeah, I think
everyone's all excited and like hopeful and copeful.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was about to say. I think people have too much hope. Kind of like on the lines of what Shin Blade was saying. People just want to play the game so bad. That they're looking for any excuse to jump back onto it.
Yep.
And
they finally got it.
Yeah.
And I said that like last stream, I was like, they're just going to do things that appear to appease, and whether I didn't know it was going to work or not, because quite frankly, they are unpredictable in what they were going to do, but it looks like it worked.
Yep, mission solved.
Yep. So, we'll see the effects of it in like season 3 and 4. because
Yeah.
that's like a bad game is bad. You can delude yourself for only so long, you know.
Yeah.
So in season 3 and 4, they'll probably still be bitching. Like, I thought by this point that they really would have done this, then that, because they were really doing a good job when they listened to us in season 2. They're just gonna
Yeah.
repeat the strategy until it doesn't work anymore. Of like, we're listening, guys. We're so very sorry.
Yeah.
You see, did Michael Murray say sorry at all? Is there a tweet of him saying, "I saw
No,
the
of course
fucking
not.
oh,
course
the only honest motherfucker is Michael." You know, when
Yeah.
they what's the saying? When you have something bad to say, don't say it at all. That's Michael Murray right now.
Yep. But jumping into the next topic, which is a little bit more lighter, and it's another type of patch, but it's the Marvel Rivals butt patch.
Now let's go, Big China.
Finally, some
Like,
awesome
dude,
game news.
Bro,
It's
this
time.
this team here, whoever's behind this game, they are wilding. It's like this is like the total like jump and shift from like Tekken 8 to where like these guys here know what the people want
Yeah,
and
they
they
just do whatever
deliver.
the fuck they want, dude.
Now this butt patch is for all the dudes in the game. I'm not into dude butts, but they know that people are.
Yeah.
So they are doing what people want them to do. I feel like they are very self-aware in this game.
Well,
Very self-aware that they know what the people want.
this is the thing. Like, girls play this game.
Yes.
A lot of girls play this game, and let me say something real quick about like these guy butts. They look like dude butts.
Yeah. They actually look like
They don't look like they put some female ass on them. Like, they square. Look at it. That's a square, dude. like this is no fucking Emma Frost shit on this dude. They're like, yeah, let's just give him an ass that like chicks like, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like he still looks like a dude, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, okay, we know chicks play this game because chicks like playing games where there's hot girls in it, you know. But we have some cool dudes in it too, and the chicks, we know they probably like them too. And so, like, hey, you know, let's give them something a little bit.
Yeah.
something for everybody.
Exactly. It's like the chicks like butts, and hey, let's give them some butts.
But they don't do it in a way that is like, okay, because if this was a Western developer and they were going to do this, they would do it to a point to piss us off. Like, they would make Wolverine look really ridiculous, like, and make him look all like fruity, and it would be like, why did you do this? Oh, what? You don't like butts? What are you, a hypocrite? It's like, you know, like, no, dude, men are men and women are women, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, it's just that, like, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah.
It's like somebody okayed this. It's like, hey, we need to give the dudes.
I like how covert it is. It just happened, and people are like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like
no fanfare, nothing. Just
do you hear a bunch of dudes bitching about this at all?
No.
Where are the men bitching? Are there any men at all bitching about this? Are there any gamers? Any fucking gamers? You know, those fucking gamers. You know, where
you know what? I think you guys are objectifying men.
Yeah, like, I don't like this,
patch
dude.
Here.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Men are
like,
people, and I don't think they consented to this.
Yeah, isn't there someone you forgot to ask?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I am speaking up for those who cannot be spoken for themselves, and Wolverine does not consent to this.
Yep. Yeah, how dare you? This is an outrage. I must create outrage.
Like, bro, like this team here from Marvel Rivals, they're knocking it out of the park, man. I haven't seen a game this in tune with the audience in a long time, man. It feels refreshing to see. Like
Yeah,
even this stupid buff to the butts in the game, like it just shows that okay, what the players want matter, what people want matters. And to me, like Marvel Rivals, it's fun. It's not all the way my type of game, but just man, I wish that some other games took the enthusiasm. Sometimes it's just the small things that mean a lot,
yeah.
you know. Uh, just even just making the characters look like themselves. I know
And
it's like something that's small, but nowadays they don't really do that with a lot of characters. Just
You
making the
know,
characters look like they're supposed to.
you
yeah,
know what it
and
is.
just look cool. It's
Look
Yeah,
like
cool.
you know what it is. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna have to say it probably for another 5 to 10 years. But and when we're going back to that thing of like listen to the fans, then I say,
Mhm.
well, which fans should you listen to? I actually have an answer to that question. Like it's there is an answer actually.
Yeah.
You don't listen to Western fans.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
You
yeah,
don't listen to them because like for every person that's me that's outspoken that will say no, it shouldn't be like that. No, don't do that shit. No, that's bullshit. There is like there's a 1 to 20 ratio of people that's like they're gonna be apologetic. They're gonna even though they actually agree with me. Like if I sat them one on one and said, hey, like it should be like this, mostly they would agree with me. Like if I brought up 20 points, 19 out of that 20 they'd agree with. But publicly, they're not going to say that. Western fans are easily coerced. They really care about the opinions of the majority. And so all it takes is a loud, a few obnoxious, like blue haired social justice warriors to sway their opinion towards the other direction, you know?
Yeah.
And so you shouldn't listen to them because you shouldn't listen to Western fans. Other fans from other like countries, even like Mexico, like I'm not even saying just Japan, like South America, uh, um, Asian countries, they tell you exactly what they want, and when they don't like something, they tell you that they don't like it. It's very
Yeah.
fucking simple. They're like, "Oh man, this is so good. Oh, I hate this. This sucks," and then they're done with it. It's like, yeah, listen to them. Just don't listen to the West. The West are so terrified of being viewed a particular way that they won't express their honest opinion because they're afraid that someone else will hit them over the head with it. I mean, like we're kind of getting over that now,
Yeah.
but we're still like at that point still, where like yeah, Marvel Rivals is great. And we're like, yeah. And then people be like, but people still kind of hesitate to say it's great because the women are hot. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a good game, and yeah, the women are kind of hot. You're like, yeah, no, like the women, all the women need to be hot. Well, I mean, I can't, I don't know. You agree with me, dude? You're just scared to say it because
Yeah.
you're afraid that someone else is gonna come over and be like badger you for it. It make you feel
Yeah.
like a piece of shit. It's like, well, then they'll say, well, all the men need to be hot. No, they don't. No, they don't, because what you think hot is and what a woman thinks hot is are completely different.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no on that because what you're saying is not what they need to be. Wolverine is not traditionally a hot character. He looks like a fucking but women would find this character attractive based on what he does, like what like you know whatever. What I'm saying
yeah.
is that men and
But
women are fucking different. So when you say, well, the men need to be hot too, it's like no, they just need to like not be uh they can't look lame and they can't they need to look cool. They need to like
Yeah.
men need to be it's simple rule. Men need to be cool, women need to be hot. It's really that simple. It's
Yeah.
like men and women are not equal. You need to stop judging them on the same fucking grade scale of judging things because they are different. It's like trying to judge an apple by an orange's standards. It's like you can't do that, you know? It will always fall short. Men are men, women are women. They need to be judged on different standards because they are different. It's like, that doesn't make one less or better or worse than the other. They're just different. So men need to be cool, women need to be attractive. And you can like make, you can play with that a little bit. You can have like a really cool chick if she's hot too. You can have a pretty guy, every once in a while, you know.
yeah, it's not the
But
end of the world. It's
yeah, like
It
It's
is
just a
what it is.
general rule to stick by. Men need to be cool, women need to be hot. It's like it's very simple. It's not like rocket science. You will get the
Yeah,
majority of people if you just follow this general rule when it comes to the majority of the characters you're making. It's not rocket science. You can have your Leo, androgynous. Is that a boy or a girl? That's fine. Every once in a while, that's okay. But you can't have a Lisa looking like a dude.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
can't cover up all the things that would make Elisa attractive. It's like,
yeah,
no, it's a girl, dude. You can't have like you can say, oh yeah, you can't have Kazi out there in a thong. You can, okay, sure, but trust me, most people won't want that. They'll be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to see Kazi. But what about Heihachi in the fundoshi? That's
bro.
funny.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
In
that's
Grand
ridiculous.
Blue, I know they put Bilal in a damn bathing suit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
They
But
did.
what
Them folks crazy, boy.
but
In
how
Grand
many
Blue,
Belials are in that game?
he just won.
Yeah, exactly. Because they understand that. They understand that this is crazy, right?
Yeah,
So it's okay to do crazy ideas. You
yeah.
know,
It's in line.
it's
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 in
you,
line with that character.
you it's
Very in
when they
line.
try to make the crazy idea normal. No, crazy ideas are
Yeah,
interesting because they're crazy. So when you have a bunch of normal shit that actually gives you the opportunity to do something crazy, you're
yeah,
like, hey, we got all this normal shit, but look at this dude in a fucking thong. Most people gonna say, ugh, and then there'll be the one guy that'll be like, oh shit, that's my shit, and there you go,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
got him. But
yeah,
you
Look
can't
at
make the
when you do a
whole
special.
game that,
When you
dude.
do a special order, this dude gritted. Everybody else is like, "Oh my god, I'm in trouble." This dude just sit here and chill. Like, I actually I'm into this. What else can you do?
yeah.
It's like
That's
that
what I'm
But
shit's
saying.
funny.
yeah.
It's-
Overall, man, like the Marvel Rivals team is killing it. Um,
yeah,
I know. You said there was another controversy, right, with
Well,
the
not
colors,
really.
the
Yeah, not
costume
really.
colors.
Yeah, not so much a controversy as it is people just finding something to complain about because, and it's like me and Tevin kind of talked about this when we were like cringing because of the whole thing with Tekken. It's like, yeah, we used to do this shit where every time we find something that's like we deem is unfair or wrong or some shit, we would we need to fight against that. We need to make your voice be heard and all that dumb shit. And so I'm looking at like they recently announced color packs. You know, Marvel Rivals, a lot of their monetary gain is from costumes.
Yeah,
And so one thing that people were talking about, oh man, you know what would be cool was if you could change the colors of your costumes, into whatever you want. And so of course, Marvel Rivals, they went a step further. It's like, oh yeah, you can change it to the colors that we want you to have. They're
yeah,
like they're set colors. You have to buy those colors after you buy the costume. And these costumes are like stupid expensive. They're like $20 in some cases for skins.
really.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so and of course the logic is like, well, it's a free to play game. None of the actual game you have to pay for. Right.
That's what I was talking about, Herbert. I had to pay $20 for that Magic skin, and they want me to play the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I ain't
Oh
doing
no,
both. Like,
Yeah.
that's whack.
like I will pay the $20, or I will play the
Or
game and get it.
I
I
was
am
saying,
not about to do both. So you crazy? Like, hell no. Just either do some discount. Like, hey, play the
yeah.
game and it's $10. It's like, okay, wait, you're not about to do both on me. I don't like the game that much, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some people are like, they're complaining like, this isn't right, this isn't fair, this costs too much. And I'd probably spend more money on this game than any like full price game I've ever. Because I buy a costume every time I get MVP. Because I really like this game. I like this game so much. And Tevin, we were talking about it earlier. Like, it's funny what you can get away with when you do so many things right. People almost don't care if it's like
Yeah,
yeah.
wrong.
What's
So
the quote that Edagaki said? He said, damn,
yeah,
how does it go?
violence, sex, beauty, gambling. And gambling means that if you like a game, you'll pay whatever the cost. And that's all.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly how it goes. And what a
Ooh,
what
this
a
Winter Soldier look cold.
Yeah, does he look $26 cover?
Well,
No,
that's
I
a
don't know about
16.
that.
That's a 16 right there. So,
Yeah, but the color, you gotta buy the color. The color is
Wait,
what.
it
oh,
says
the color as well. So you got to buy the
Yeah,
costume and the
and
color.
the color, yeah.
Holy shit! Holy
hmm,
shit, man, that's crazy.
I
Well, I
know.
mean, hey, man, you don't gotta buy it.
Yep, you sure don't.
Shit, it's just the color, man.
man, I can't buy no customs or colors until I get good at the game. I do not want to
I
die.
will
Spend $26
say,
to die
I
and
will
get cut
say,
up by Wolverine and get shot
watch
up.
that, watch that costume get shredded.
Yeah, get shredded up. Get shredded up to pieces.
I never quite understood the idea of buying colors, even in like 2D fighting games. I always thought that was a ripoff. When people were like, "Oh man, look, I thought they have all these colors for sale," I was like, "What? Why are
Yeah,
you buying colors?" That I could see buying a different costume, but buying colors, I was like, that's a ripoff. I don't care if it's 99 cents. It's a ripoff. I mean, I guess 99 cent literally buys you nothing in this day and age. So
yeah,
maybe actually it isn't. Like, I feel like the copper or whatever fucking metal they use to make pennies actually costs more than a fucking penny. Like, you know, but yeah, like what was I gonna say? But yeah, I always felt like they were a ripoff, but I don't know. I'm in the minority with that. People love buying colors, man. They
yeah.
love.
It's
So
really one of those things where it's like like I said, if you like it, does the cost really matter?
yeah,
No.
so let
Yeah,
me
I just wish I understood it.
so
It's nothing worth understanding. I think it's like, dude,
yeah.
what's to understand?
So
Like that you.
let me read this really quick so I can understand. So it says Marvel Rivals has introduced new recolor skins, otherwise known as new color palettes for existing skins that you can purchase and equip. These new colors requires you to own the base skin and then purchase the new color pattern for 600 unstable molecules, a new currency.
Oh wow, they created a new currency for it too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's
Oh man, that's
for
crazy.
yeah
Oh, that's funny.
for season two. These can be purchased with Lattice. Is it how you pronounce it? Lattice.
Lattice
Lattice. The paid currency at a ratio of 1 to 1. But NetEase did share on social media that starting in season three, there will be new ways to obtain this specific
Okay, and
currency.
all right. I was about to say that would have been that would have been so fucked up. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to see
Okay.
what I was laughing because I was like, wow, they're going to so people who spent money on this game and they have extra currency in the game, they're not going to be able to use that extra currency to buy this. They're going to have to put more money into the game, even though they already put money into the game, and they're not going to be able to use that money. But they're saying,
Yeah.
hey, for season two. Well, hold on, whoa, he ain't trying to fuck you that hard. You can use the money that you put in the game, but for season two, season three, all right,
Yeah.
then we gonna
We
do
gotta
that.
we gotta
Yeah.
roll it out for
Yeah,
real.
we go.
Yeah.
So we give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to rip you off, but we're gonna
Yeah,
let you know
We
we're
gotta
about to rip you
rip
off.
you off responsibly.
yeah,
So there's
we letting you know right now. Like,
yeah. So
yeah.
this means that you will need to spend an additional $6 to unlock each new recolor skin. And that's after purchasing the skin for somewhere between 15 to $20. So what did it say? So you have to unlock the color for $6 and the skin for 15 to 20. Okay. To start off, there are 4 new color skins added for 4 recent and popular skins for Lunar Snow, Psylocke, Magic, and Winter Soldier. Once you purchase the color, you can head to the hero customization menu to select it. You retain the old colorway and can swap between them. These colors also reflected the MVP animations, intro animations, and emotes as well, in addition to changing your appearance in matches. Okay. While these are only 4 to start, NetEase has confirmed plans to add more in the future, of course. And if these sell well, it seems likely NetEase may release them more frequently. At the moment, there is no set cadence for these releases. Marvel Rivals currently adds 2 new skins to the shop every Friday, so it's possible that these may have a regular release schedule, even if it's not freaking as once a week. Okay, sounds like the typical free to play type thing to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
like they're trying to get you. Well, they already got people in their like what do you call it? Their ecosystem. You know, playing the game. See, like these these practices are fucking. Be quite honest, shit.
yeah,
But the thing is that the game is good in every other way, right? Like the game looks good. It's fun to play. It has cool characters in it, and they look and say cool, like they look and do and say cool and nice things. And so it's like someone they're doing it right, like in the sense of if this is what you're going to charge people, if this is what you're going to do, this is what you have to provide so that people
yeah,
will actually do it. Because you can't sit here and make a shit experience with ugly ass characters and
Then trying to charge an arm and a leg for anything
yeah,
like this.
yeah, you
yeah,
can't do that. Like because to me, like I don't like. I'll be honest, I don't like this. I think that it should really kind of be like how it is in Overwatch, where if you buy a skin that's a different color, you just buy that skin that's a different color, and that's that.
yeah,
But they want to double charge you essentially, which is I think it's not right. But the thing is that like it's a free to play game, and if I'm playing it free to play, like how I'm playing it,
yeah,
this honestly doesn't affect me because
yeah,
I don't care about this. Like this is optional shit. I just play it every once in a while. I'm not trying to get good at it or whatever or anything. So this has nothing to do with me. The
yeah,
people who are in the ecosystem of the game, it affects them, but they want it.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, well, like they have to find a way to support their own game. And so this is how they're going to do it. And all like business, like all like stuff like this, it's a proposition. It's like, hey, you pay me this and I'll give you that, you know? And as long as like both sides, like if they're being honest with you, like, hey, this is what the cost is, but I'm going to give you this. And they actually live up to their side of the bargain, it's
Yeah.
up to you to
So,
decide whether you think that's a good deal or not. And I think they're being honest about how they're going about doing it. I
yeah,
don't like the deal, so I
yeah,
wouldn't take it. But there's a difference between not liking a deal that someone offer you and someone offering you a shoddy deal or a deal that is like uh,
yeah,
a bad, like not bad deal in the sense of you don't like the deal, but like dishonest, like a dishonest deal. Like I'm going to give you this, and then you're like okay, and then you buy into it, and it's like actually I'm gonna say fuck you since I got the reward. Now I'm not going to give you any of that shit. I'm gonna
yeah.
give you this. It's like that's way more fucked up, and that's what Overwatch 2 did.
Damn.
Overwatch 2 is like, yeah, all right, fuck you. You don't get to play Overwatch 1. We took all this shit away from you. You don't own the game. We're gonna give you all of this new shit, but this new shit looks like ass. And yeah, fuck you. You're gonna have to get into this ecosystem and pay me if you want this other shit. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I'm
Yeah.
never
wow.
playing this game again. I spent $60 on this fucking game. And I don't even have it anymore.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, okay, bye. Like, I don't want to play this shit anymore. At least this game didn't steal $60 from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving them like I'm looking at this game. It feels like an investment. I'm having so much fun. Like I'm investing in a good time that I know it's going to be. It's still good. We're on season 2, and it feels just as fun as it did when I first started. Like when I realized like I like it, I was like, damn, I'm about to spend some money on a free to play game, and there's everything I could do about it, but I don't want to do anything about it. I'm having too much fun. Like, and
Yeah.
then for a second, the thing that did kind of bug me was like, oh man, fucking China. I don't know. But the last conversation we had, we were looking at all these dope ass Chinese looking games that was coming out. I was like, hey, Ted is right. I want to be entertained. I'm trying to be. I don't want to be preached to. Fuck that. Yeah, let's go. Ching chong ding dong. Let's go, man. Like,
Look,
I
my
am.
my thing is that if like they all of a sudden say, haha, I gotcha, like now we're gonna start making dog shit, then I'll stop playing it. it's,
Yeah,
it's very simple. It's like I'll do what I did with Western games when they did that. I'll say, okay, well that sucks, man, and then that'll be the end of that.
That's
If
yeah,
why
they
I
pull,
lasted.
yeah, if they pull some other shit, like I will just stop, like But um, I feel like there had to have been a interrupter, a third person to come in because essentially it was just the West and Japan. And the West, even though they weren't dominant in the gaming sphere, they were dominant in everything else, the world. So they could
yeah,
influence Japan, against their best interests because we control, the West controls the world. So it's like, it sucks. Like they control what people view as good and bad. They control like the media. They control so much. So it sucks. So it's like when you have literally another superpower that doesn't have to submit to the West's
yeah,
ideas, they can
yeah,
literally say, I fucking hate your guts. I don't like you. And I'm going to make things that you would never do. And
yeah,
and you can't do anything about it. It's like
yeah.
yes, competition.
And I,
Finally, we
and
have
I'm
some
and I'm
competition.
and I'm laughing because I was just thinking about like the whole tariff thing. And like Trump was like, "Oh well, we're gonna put a tariff on you," and China's like, "Well, I'm gonna put a tariff on you," and they kept raising them
I'm
up.
gonna put a terrorist on you.
Yeah,
It gonna be
like China was like, "Nope, we not backing down. We go 300% tariffs on you."
yeah,
So
But
it's
yeah,
like
that's pretty
it's so
funny.
it's
funny. Yeah, it's funny.
it's competition that brings out the best of shit because they're fighting for the masses. Like, hey, look, the masses has the resources that we want. You know, we need to bring our A game if we're gonna get it from them. Unless everyone colludes together, so that they can all fuck everyone over and get an
Yeah,
equal share of the pie. But if someone comes in and says, "Fuck y'all, equal share," I'm taking it all. Uh oh.
And all of a sudden, now we're all worried. Like,
Yeah, they're all worried. Oh
yeah,
my God. It's like, yeah. And that's what China's coming in, at least when it comes to the gaming scene. They're coming
yeah.
in and saying, nah, we're just going to take over.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like how fast they're doing it. How
Yeah.
fast they're doing it with our own characters, no
Yep. With
less.
our own characters, with our own permission, with,
Yeah.
and they're buying up. They bought Ubisoft. Tencent bought Ubisoft.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, Tencent bought Ubisoft. And with the day they bought Ubisoft, their stocks went down even more. Like it was already dramatically going down. It dropped down even more. And then Tencent on that day made a tweet that said, Ubisoft has great potential. They just need to be shown how it's done.
Oh, I do remember seeing that, but I
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't have any context of like what it was about though.
Yeah, Tencent had bought Ubisoft.
That's crazy.
Yep.
When did that happen? Like
I don't know,
a
like
few days
almost a
ago?
month ago. No, almost like a month
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, it's been a
Like I
good
want to say
minute.
like 3 weeks ago or something like
That's
that.
crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah. So and then the studio that made that recent Assassin's Creed game that everyone yeah, it got shut down. They shut it
Oh
down.
yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
shadows.
about. I heard about that.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro.
Yep. And so Ubisoft is French based, right? So it's like that's another Western studio that is now owned by the Chinese. And people say they blame the Chinese for this. They say, "Oh, well, look, the Chinese. Oh my God, they're buying up everything. They just like essentially want to control everything that we do." It's like if they're controlling everything we're doing, it's because we're handing them the keys.
Yeah.
They just asked for them, and then we handed it to them because we were so self-righteous about preaching ideals to people instead of doing our fucking job that people got tired of being preached to, and then you were left in such a weakened state that someone could just come over and take you.
Yep.
So, like, that's Ubisoft's fault that they are in a position where they can just be owned.
Yeah.
Why didn't they actually like abandon their ideals? Why didn't they do that instead? No, because those ideals, because ideology, that's what I was saying, Herbert, like going back to it, it's like, well, you should listen to the people. Well, no, because they should do what they want to do. Because
Yeah.
eventually, over time, they show who they are, and the consequences of their actions catch up with them. And
Yeah.
at a certain point, things will correct itself. Either they will die, or they will see the light and say, "What the fuck? This is bad," or someone else will come in and just have a hostile takeover. Fuck you! I'm taking this shit over. It's like
Yeah.
something will happen, But just let people be themselves. Don't try to go over there and try to coerce them to be a particular way. It's like the worst thing that can happen is that you get what you want. It's like just let
Yeah.
them be them over there, and you get the fuck away from them. It's like if
Yeah.
you don't like them, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yep.
Now we had one more topic, but I feel like we're going over a little bit. So we may have to revisit that one another day. But
It'll be
so
fun. That-
so we will skip straight to final thoughts. So uh final thoughts about anything that we've talked about today. Uh, you know, Immortal Afro cross. Any final thoughts?
Tekken LOL Marvel, yeah. So everything that's happening with Tekken, like I'm excited for the more, community based option in the form of, mods and whatnot.
Yeah.
And as far as Marvel, man, you guys keep it up. Keep it up and I'll keep giving you money.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Cross? Any final thoughts?
Um, Not really. I mean, I feel like everything that I kind of believe and said is what I believed last week and the week before. Nothing has really changed, and I mean, like again, it may seem like I probably talk about Tekken 8 a lot just because I'm here, but honestly, outside of this, I don't pay Tekken 8 any mind. Like that was the first time, like when you read all that shit, that was the first time I had read that. I had seen like people say they apologize for it, but I don't. So I don't. I'm kind of like through with the with Tekken, you know. So I
Yeah.
don't really care. I don't have any thoughts or opinions on it, outside of what I said. And yeah, I guess the yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Um, as far as myself, we've kind of like on the lines of what you're saying. We've talked about Tekken 8 a lot on this podcast, and like they continue to prove us right.
yeah.
Everything that we've been saying, all the videos I've been posting, it's like because I love the series. I want them to prove me wrong, but the game is such a mess, and they've only piled up on the mess that they already had, and it's going to take a long time to balance this game out. The game was designed a certain way, so it's going to be hard to fix something that was designed to be, you know, what they wanted it to be. It's like
Yeah.
it's like almost like chopping off an arm right now with Tekken 8. It's like you can do all these balance changes, but you're still gonna have heat and you're still gonna have um, high
Right.
offense. Uh, heat dash and heat burst, and you can't even choose when to go in the heat or not. I think if the game if the game was at least at least gave you that option to do, um, I
It would be
want
more manageable.
it would yeah it would be more manageable to where like you can play Tekken for a little bit longer and you can choose. Okay, well,
No, you wouldn't.
I can pop it
Oh,
now or later
let's
or
think
things
about
like
that
that.
for a second. Hold on, wait
Yeah,
a minute. We're both playing Herbert, me and you. We're versus each other. You hit me with whatever your fucking heat engager is, but you decide not to go into heat. All
yeah,
right. So now we're playing Tekken. Great. But then whatever decision you decide that you're going to do next, I go into Art of Phoenix and I do ALP 2-1 and I go into heat. And now I'm about
yeah,
to put a fucking force 50-50 on you.
yeah,
Like all you did was give up your opportunity to kill me and not abuse Tekken 8. Like I think that's like, what was it? What am I trying to say? The idea of like choosing whether or not you can go into heat or not, I don't think is would do anything unless choosing mattered. And the only way you can make choosing matter is if when you go into heat early, it's bad. So
yeah.
you have to if they would have to on top of making heat what do you call it choosing when you can go into heat or not, they would also have to make it to where heat lasts less, like
That
the
would be
time that you're in heat is smaller,
yeah,
and like particular moves, if you get hit with, decreases the amount of heat that you have. So like say if I don't know, you hit me with 442 while I'm in heat. And that particular move would knock off like 25% of my heat bar.
yeah. See, that would be a good mechanic actually.
Yeah.
That you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
You
get
know
That
where
the
I took that from?
no, where'd you get that from?
Soul Calibur 6.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
I
how it
didn't know
works. So
that.
it ain't like they don't know this.
Yeah.
Like
So
they
it's
know this. Like
yeah, it's like you know the heat runs down faster the more life you have, and what the less life you have, the longer it lasts, or you just
something
you
like
know
that.
yeah,
That would be
and then
great.
like you said, like certain moves knock you out of heat
Yeah.
faster. That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, like that's literally how Soul Charge works in Soul Calibur 6. There are particular
Yeah,
moves that when you hit someone with while they're in Soul Charge, it decreases their Soul Charge gauge by a lot.
look at this.
So,
The regular man got better ideas than the entire
well, hold
Tekken
on.
8
It's
team.
not my idea. That's their ideas that they're not using.
Yeah,
That's from Soul Calibur 6. Like,
yeah,
that's not my idea. I don't want to take credit for that. That's their ideas that they decided that they don't want to do anymore.
yeah,
You
for
know?
whatever reason.
So that's what I'm
So
saying. This is intentional. This is not them being stupid. We really got to get out of the idea of they're
yeah. You're
dumb.
right. You're
They're
right.
dumb. They don't get it. They don't understand. No,
Because
this is
yeah,
intentional.
you're right because like I've been saying, like the way they chop down legacy skill is damn near strategic, very
Yes.
strategic in the
Yeah,
way
they're
that
not
they
dumb.
targeted like veteran players and what they do.
Yes.
So you're right on that one. I need to quit thinking that they're dumb because
Yeah,
yeah,
they
people like to do that because they don't like them. Like when
yeah,
naturally when people don't like people, they like to call them like stupid
yeah,
or ugly.
yeah.
And it's like, no, they can't be stupid and dastardly at the same time. Like you have to
yeah,
pick one. Like you have to pick one. They're either
Yeah,
dastardly or they're stupid. Which
yeah,
one? You know?
yeah.
I
But yeah,
think
that's a good point.
it's kind of like what they were saying about Trump. He's a stupid idiot and he doesn't know what he's doing, but he became the president. So he's either a
He's
mastermind
the
manipulator.
mastermind of manipulating all
Yeah,
things. Oh my god, he
yeah,
manipulated the whole thing. It's like, bro, like what? He's an idiot savant. Like what is this? Like
yeah.
you know,
He
whatever.
Trump definitely knows. He
It's
knows.
like, bro, come on, man. Like these people don't get to these positions, and like they're not extremely. They're either very intelligent or they understand how to use people in an intelligent way. Like,
Yeah.
bro, come on now. And in this particular situation, it's like I can understand someone who doesn't play Soul Calibur games. Maybe they don't get it. I think I do have a unique ability to be able to see the reasoning behind like the game design before I even know anything because I've played all these other Soul Calibur games and I've experienced what what Tekken fans are going through when I was fucking 14.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking at it and I'm just like, no, this is not how you think this is gonna go. This is gonna
Yeah.
go like this because I've been here before with Soul Calibur. But like so very few people have been through that whole train ride from 2 to 6. You know, they may have jumped on at 5 to 6, or
Yeah.
they may have jumped on like, you know, at 4 or whatever. They not a lot of people were there at 2,
Yeah.
started at 2 and then went all the way to 6, and
Yeah.
you get a. And I was very like aware too because Soul Calibur was my favorite game. It was like at a
Yeah.
time the only game I played, so it was like I was very I remember very clearly like the changes with every Soul Calibur game and what happened and
Yeah.
everything. Whereas
And
like with
see.
Tekken, I wasn't that aware until 6. Like 6 is when I became more like I'm focused and I'm paying attention. You know, other games, it's like
Yeah.
spotty, but it's like Soul Calibur. Oh, I
Yeah.
know,
You
I was there.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I know I've been playing since Soul Edge in arcades, but Soul Calibur was probably the one I remember the most. And I kind of stopped at like 5. I was like, man, I can't do it no more. It's like I've been upset with Soul Calibur, the Soul Calibur series since 3.
yeah.
Like 3 and up, it seemed like it's just can't do it.
I had the best experience because I was like, hey, this looks cool in 4. Josh, that's the worst character. I like
Yeah.
it. She's
Josh
cool.
having time in his life with Tira.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah, like I've seen the evolution of Keelik and what he was and what he is now. And it's like
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
damn
that's funny. It's like was Tira better in 5?
yeah, well, hold on. You mean like in what way? What do you mean like just
In
character balance?
I guess character balance because like I remember not liking her in 5 because she didn't play like 4.
Oh well,
But she
yeah, like
was
no one played like how they did. In 5, every character played very like watered down and super simple. Like 4 was already simplified like characters, and then 5 was like super duper simplified characters. It was like
mhm.
you play this way here or you don't play the character at all. There's no other moves. You play
Bro,
this. And so
where are
like
my moves?
yeah.
I think from 3 to like 5, and I didn't really play 6. I'm like, man, where are my moves?
Now see in 6, that's why I liked 6 so much because 6 was like an extreme move backwards. 6 has the most amount of moves characters have had since 2.
Yeah.
It's like characters got everything back. They're like, yeah, we're gonna give them all the new shit we gave them, and we're gonna give them all the old shit they used to have too. I was like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? Some characters got too much shit. It's like, why the fuck do you have that? Like you got
Yeah.
all this other shit because they gave you this shit because you lost this shit, but now you got that too. It's like this is fucking stupid, you
Yeah.
know? They just, but I would rather have that than 5, where it's just like you play like this and that. So to answer your question, Josh, yeah, like Tira played very like she was good, but she played very narrow, like every other fuking character in that game. They played very narrow. You play exactly like this, or that's that. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
yeah. I just like that.
Yeah.
I like all my just frames were locked behind like 4, 5, 6 inputs.
Yeah.
And they were so fun to do, but hell, I'll probably get myself a carpal tunnel trying to do that shit. But It was so cool, dude. I
Yeah.
remember that Lightning Nightmare combo video that disappeared off the internet for some reason.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of old shits off the internet.
Yeah.
Um, but Marvel Rivals, even though I'm trash at Marvel Rivals, man, my hat goes off to that team. We say NetEase.
I
Uh,
don't think there's like they're like the publisher.
okay.
I don't know the like
Well,
actual developer.
yeah. Well, the developers behind that game are definitely catering to the fans, and it's kind of like a return to um, the characters looking like they're supposed to, and not only do they have like the Marvel Rivals iterations of the characters, but they had the movie versions costumes too.
Yeah,
So if you are the person that like the movie costumes, it's there.
yeah,
It's there. It's
they're
like
smart. They're
it.
not. They're doing what normal gaming companies should be doing. Like
Yeah,
like yeah, it's
it's
and it's crazy. Like our whole shit's been taken over by these like ideologues, and we just aren't allowed to breathe and do what's right. But over there,
yeah,
they don't have that. They can publicly shit on these ideas. They can say, "Yeah, this is fucking stupid." So it
yeah,
gives them the freedom to be able to just say, "Yeah, let's make let's put a Invisible Girl in. She has a giant ass." Like,
yeah. And like I was saying on the last stream, I watched one of the videos of them kind of breaking down season two, and they said their goal was to kind of play into everybody's fantasies of what superheroes are supposed to be and look like. And
yes,
I haven't seen shit like that since like the '90s and
uh,
in the early 2000s.
yeah.
It's like
The last Marvel game that made me feel close, even though I think they did a better job than Marvel Rivals, but the last Marvel game that made me feel the way that like Rivals kind of does. You guys were well, I don't know if Josh ever played this game, but Herbert, have you ever played a game called X-Men Legends?
I've heard of it.
X-Men
I feel like,
Legends.
but go ahead, go ahead.
Oh my bad. X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2 is such a sick fucking game. It's
Is
a
that the?
multiplayer
I
like
was about to say it's a multiplayer,
dungeon, like kind of like Gauntlet.
like team based.
Yes. And you go through these like it's like a story game, but it's multiplayer, and you go through. It's like Diablo, and you pick each character is their own different class, and they would have all sorts of characters in there. There were characters in like at the time. That's what kind of got me into comic books actually, because uh, I saw a picture of X-23 of her first comic, X number one, and she's wearing that white tank top with the claws out. And I was like, who in the hell is that? It's like X-23. I gotta find that. I gotta find that somewhere. That I gotta read what she's about, you know? And yeah, X-Men Legends is so sick. They had all these different characters in there that you wouldn't know about, like Magma. They had Magma in there. They had Deadpool. That was the first time I had really seen Deadpool. Uh, before I hated him. It's like, now he's just an annoying character. Can't stand him. But before it was like, oh, he's kind of funny and cool. Uh, yeah, I wish we could get together and play that game. Like honestly, I think we would all like playing X-Men Legends. That game was so sick. But
Yeah,
um, yeah, that was the last game, and this was made by an American studio, obviously, you know. Um, but this game was sick. Every character really felt like themselves. Like Wolverine felt like Wolverine, Cyclops felt like Cyclops. They
yeah,
had all of them in there because X-Men, there's so many X-Men. And they have so many different varying powers and shit. And they look so cool. And it was just like we used to be able to do this shit.
yeah.
But not anymore.
It does look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This game was fucking tight. It had everybody in there, man. Even had non X-Men characters in there every once in a while. Iron Man was in there. Fucking, I think some of the Fantastic Four was in there.
Yeah.
But man, this game is so sick, dude.
And Juggernaut just threw somebody across the room.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like the team behind Rivals did their digging, found
Yeah.
some old games like this to kind of get an idea of like, why do people like this game? What was it about this game that had everybody hyped up, and how can we utilize that to our advantage to make more money? So that's pretty cool.
Man, back before all of this fucking shit, before all this whatever you want to call it, DEI, woke, social justice, whatever you want to call it, before that shit infected the minds of so many fucking creative people. You used to just have cool shit because everybody was isolated to their own little things that they thought were cool. And if you wanted to get into something, I didn't get into X-Men Legends because someone told me to. I got into it because I saw the cover and I thought it looked cool. And I was like, yeah, I remember X-Men. I remember watching it. I thought it was really cool. And then, yeah, the intro. Yeah, let's watch this. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. This game is so sick, dude. Oh yeah, Ultimate Alliance. I never played the first Ultimate Alliance.
I played
never.
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I hear that people say that Ultimate Alliance 1 is really good. Like if I like Legends 1 and 2, then I would like Ultimate Alliance. But I just never played Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I remember the guys talking about Ultimate Alliance a lot back when it came out, but at that point I was like, I don't care about X-Men. The only X-Men experience that I got was that shitty EA game, but I kind of liked it. What was it called? Marvel Nemesis: Rise of the Imperfects.
Oh yeah. That game was funny.
Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty funny. Fucked up what they did to Hulk though. The thing survived, but the Hulk died. Get the fuck out of here! That was so stupid. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh
wow.
Man, oh boy.
Can they do that?
Whoa, he just gave him the middle finger. Like, I'm not sure my mom, man. This game is so rad.
Go fuck off.
Sick. Sick. Back when games were cool.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's like people don't know, man. It's like they don't know. This is the type of stuff that people don't know. Like, people ain't gonna hit you with I was a fan of X-Men Legends, like, because they don't know about this shit until some YouTuber makes some video about it. Then maybe everyone will be like, "Oh, I love X-Men Legends," but until then, this is some actual real. This is some real shit. Someone recommend you this, they for real like this fucking game. They were playing this shit.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I never played any of the Ultimate Alliance games. I heard that.
I remember. Yeah, the Ultimate Alliance games had everybody too.
Yeah, but I just heard they got like shitty at some point. But I hear that specifically the first one I hear is really good.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're not ashamed to make the characters look like the characters. That's another thing too. It's like I hate how. Yeah, that is Magneto. It's like they don't try to make his helmet look like, well, what if it was less silly or blah blah blah. I don't think it looks silly. I think it looked cool. God damn it! Like just make him look like him. Like, damn.
We took some creative liberties and updated outdated designs for the modern audience.
Ooh, roll down memory lane.
Yeah, I know.
Games are cool.
Game is so sick, dude. X-Men Legends game is so tight. And you would unlock different X-Men and shit. So cool. But anyway.
Yeah. But that's all we have for today. Man, I enjoyed having you guys on talking about this stuff. Now, any plugs before we get out of here?
Well, you can find across on the internet. And,
That is very true. I was gonna say you can find him on Immortal Afro Josh's channel, dude.
yeah, the usual spots, same old, same old. Live streams coming soon, and yeah, just taking it one day at a time. I got a lot of IRL shit to take care of. If I'm not financially, fiscally responsible, the whole house of cards will fall down. Then there won't be any uploads because I won't have to pay my internet bill.
Yep, and then I can brag like you don't have the fastest internet speed now. I do.
Mine is 0 miles.
Oh man. Well, of course you guys can find me on YouTube and Twitch or X at H3 the Game. And man, I love doing this. Like I said, I was about to say, man, I am tired. I'm ready to lay down. Show is canceled. But I'm glad, I kind of mustered up the strength to do this because this is a good episode, and I'm glad you guys came out too.
Yeah, man, you gotta keep it on rolling. I promise. Once I get my live streams, we're gonna have to keep you in check.
Yeah, man. Of course. But all right, guys. Y'all take it easy. Look at Madeline showing up extra late.
Spider-Man 2 on PS2. Man, I never played it, but I hear it was so good. I remember everybody talking about Spider-Man 2 on PS2. I've never been a Spider-Man fan, so I never have. The only one Spider-Man game I've ever played is the one on PlayStation 1. And that was because my cousin had it. But like I'd never played any other Spider-Man game.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 was for the longest time, all the way up until Marvel Spider-Man, like the one recent one. That was like the best Spider-Man game until that one came out.
Bro, you know what? The only Spider-Man games that I really just beat was on the PlayStation 1. The old ugly Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
I thought you were talking about the one on PS2. I thought you were talking about
the one on PlayStation 1 where like there's no ground.
Where you just be swinging and it be air. You'll be
the ground is just like white, like light or whatever. Yeah, dude. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one I played.
Well, it's cold.
Venom was talking shit the whole game.
Bro, it's like that game felt like a game for the fans.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
If you love comics and you love Spider-Man, that was good.
It
was ugly. It was ugly. Even back then, that jump was ugly. But
everybody was there too. Punisher was in there. Captain America was in there. I remember at the end they were all playing Goldfish.
Yeah, and then you had all the Spider-Man suits that you can unlock and find. That jump was cold.
Yeah,
but we reminiscing too much. But yeah. Now you coming in at the end of the stream, man. You got to catch us at the beginning.
It's over.
All right, oh yeah.
I'm about to stretch, give me something to drink, and hop back on this Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, man. I might or might not get on with you. We'll see. All right, guys. Y'all be easy. Peace.
All right. Peace out.